Good morning. In the last three talks, which includes Dunya presentation, we have seen many interesting questions and which have essentially raised the limitations of the similarity measures which we show in Dunya, and also many questions about how we would link all of these together to make it much more interesting. So in this presentation, I will present a completely different approach to what Ajay and Sankalp has shown you to make Dunya more accessible and more explorative. So I will begin with explaining the current status of our data sources and the way we structure our data, and also this has implications on how we would explore, like how we would navigate in Dunya. So to start with the data sources, we have mainly three important data sources. Out of them, Music Brains is the most important one. It's a online cataloging service of CD information, and unlike most of the other similar services, it doesn't stop at flat taxonomy of a CD. So what it allows is to build relationships between different musical concepts, which will allow us to have more insights about a collection together. So and the next important source is Wikipedia, and from this source we mainly extract the structured information that is accessible, and which includes artists' biographical information and a short excerpt of what the artist or a raga is about. And the third resource which we recently latched upon to is kacheris.com, and it has been an invaluable resource for mainly the artist information, including the images. So when you look at any description of a concept in Dunya, you will see the information shown appropriately from each of these sources, and also you will see acknowledgement of the resources there. So I will briefly present some details of how this data is structured in these in these data sources. Maybe those parts which are relevant to this audience. Music Brains, we have invested a lot of time and effort in uploading all the CD information that we have of all the music collections, and the reason we did is that it stays there, it's open, and it allows us to see these connections between concepts. For example, this is a page of release, which is December season 2000 by Maladi Brothers, and here you see the recordings, list of recordings. I have cropped it to fit it in this page, but there are 12 recordings and relationships which are defined to this release. So I can say that, okay, this particular artist performed this particular instrument in this album, and he is a lead artist or an accompanying artist, and so the description of the album or the release is very complete. And so when we started out uploading this information, Music Brains is mainly meant for other musics, not so much for Indian music. So we collaborated with them to include most of our instruments, and even the next release would contain raga and tala information as attributes to work. Work is a composition in Music Brains. So if we go to a recording page, I'm talking about these connections between the concepts. One of the implications which we see in this page is, so this Janani Ninnu Vina is a recording here by Aruna Sairam, and it's a performance of a work called Janani Ninnu Vina. And here, since every recording of that work is linked to this work, we see the other performances, which are live recordings and the CD recordings by other artists. So this kind of relationships enable such insights to be much more explicit. And yeah, right now these tags have the raga and tala information, but as I said, in the next release of Music Brains, we will have them as the attributes for work or composition. internally, all this data in these music brains is structured as relational databases, which are essentially a bunch of tables with links between them. Maybe the recording table is linked to the artist, and artist table to his plays, and so on. So the table contains information about each of these concepts. And from Wikipedia, we have extracted information from these info boxes. If you open a Wikipedia page, you will see on the right hand side there is a box, and it has some fields, like mostly again the biographical information, where he is born and the place, etc. So, and to mention, like, both these sources, Music Brains and Wikipedia, are multilingual. So all this data that we have talks about these different entities, raga, tala, artists, and so on, and we use these things in Dunya, and these entities can be seen on the left pane of Dunya. And we also use many other concepts implicitly in Dunya to compute similarity measures. For example, lineage. We use lineage to compute similar artists, and we also plan to include these geographical regions in future. Okay. So in Dunya, we use mainly this data mainly for two purposes. The first of which is browsing the collections, and the other is for computing similarity measures. So at the moment, these similarity measures, they come from just from this data, or just the audio similarity. For example, this page which shows similar concerts, it's computed from the artist, number of common artists and number of common ragas or talas that these two concerts have. And if you also look at a recording page or the recording description, you will see similar recordings computed by this audio similarity. So this is where we are, and another important thing, maybe not for musicians, but for people who are mainly like kacheris.com or Charsource, for example. For them, we made all this data available through a programming interface. So any programmer which they can access all this data and develop applications for mobiles or desktop, and also for other researchers. Essentially all this data which we collect is available through a programming interface for any purpose which they would like to use. So basically that's where we are at the moment, but as the questions raised have shown us, there is much more to do, and we are working towards that. Two of the main limitations that we see in Dunya today is that all the sources which we have data from are disconnected. They do not refer to each other. So there is data duplication and the insights. For example, if I want to know birthplace of an artist on Music Brains, for which I don't have information there, it's difficult to find it elsewhere because I don't know if that is the same artist as the page on Wikipedia. So this disconnectivity is causing problems to find these kind of insights. Another limitation is that all the similarity measures which we have at the moment are unidimensional. They do not encapsulate all the knowledge that we have for the concept. For example, here in the raga, Ramanathan sir has mentioned that Aberi raga is not so similar to the raga in question. So these things erased because the similarity computed here is just from the pitch histograms. It could be improved, and we could have much better similarity if we had additional information about the swaras and about the raga. So towards this, we plan to work to improve this situation, and there are two steps which will help us to take there. One is to have machine readable descriptions for all these concepts, basically melody, rhythm, and forms. And the second step is to use these machine readable descriptions and this vocabulary to describe all the information in all the data sources which we refer to. So the second task, which is also the linking data sources, which I just mentioned as describing the information in these data sources using our vocabulary. It also avoids duplication of data, and it preserves the provenance, which is the origin of the data, and increases the trustworthiness of the source. So you might have already looked, and you might have been already using two of these two implications of this linked data in your life. If you are using Facebook, you are already using linked data. So now if you go to a Facebook query page and you start typing, it suggests these things. So if I'm interested in a query such as this, people who live in Rajahmundry and like swimming. So as I keep typing, it identifies the entities. For example, here swimming and Rajahmundry are entities. Rajahmundry is a town and swimming is a sport. So it identifies them as entities and provides me pages which I am exactly looking for. And another example is Google. Like if you type in any person or any monument, it gives this summary which it collects from the web. So these two are examples of linked data. These are possible because many resources like Wikipedia, MusicBrainz are being linked. So how did they do it? How did Google, Facebook, Microsoft do it? Basically, they came together and they developed some vocabulary which they agreed upon. So for them, most important aspects, most important concepts are persons, events, and maybe places, and so on. So for each of these concepts, they have developed some vocabulary, and this is available on schema.org, and basically they call this the ontology of each of these concepts, and all the content owners, they describe the data in terms of this vocabulary. So this is exactly what we are planning to do for CompMusic. So in order to provide some machine readable descriptions, we need to have a terminology, we need to have a vocabulary, and we need to know what we are talking about. So for example, if I ask you to describe what these are, you will start defining what a table is, which is what it is, and you will start maybe associate your memories to it, or you will classify them based on their structure or their usage, and so on. So all this, the definitions of these objects or the classifications, like if it is a dining table or a study table, or the associations you have with the table, maybe you are playing on that table, or maybe you have the table in your storeroom. So all these associations, definitions, and classifications, they all fit into something which is known as semantics of that object. So if we take the same thing, if we do the same thing with music concepts, for example, raga or tala, we will come up with similar definitions or terminology or classifications and so on. So each of these musical concepts already have been extensively talked about in literature, musicological literature. So what we do as engineers is take this entity and talk about it with vocabulary that is relevant to our work. So our intention is not to cover extensively the historical definitions of this concept, but talk about it using those vocabulary terms which are relevant to our work. So for example, we have developed raga ontology, which I have presented yesterday, by starting with a swara and defining various classes of the swara, and each swara has variants, and these variants have many properties within them, and many properties with other variants of the swaras, and so on. So at the end, we ended up with ontologies for swara, gamaka, and sequence, and we pulled all of them together to build a raga ontology. So now that we have an ontology, so this is what schema.org of Google is for us. So we have vocabulary for raga. Now our goal is to describe all the data which we get through audio analysis and Wikipedia or MusicBrainz using this vocabulary. And that entails something more. So, for example, we want to take some insights from rasikas.org. There are many knowledgeable rasikas discussing in that forum, and we want to discover new associations with the concepts. So, for example, this little excerpt has great information. Thanks. So this little excerpt has much information, and can you hear me? Okay. So this talks about two ragas and some kind of relationship between them. So it says Nagaswarali, an artist playing Nagaswarali shifted to Hamsadvani via Grahabedam in some musical form, during some musical form. So here to identify the concepts, like Nagaswarali, it may refer to name of a girl or maybe a raga. So in order to identify that precisely as a raga, and Kalpana Swaram, Kalpana and Swaram are two words, and I should be knowing that it's a single phrase, and Kalpana is not a Kalpana, another girl, or Swaram is just a Swaram. So in order to do such kind of analysis, we need these ontologies or vocabularies. And if I have this vocabulary by the kind of relationships I have between these entities, the swaras, sequences and ragas, I will be able to bootstrap a method, an algorithm, to identify all these entities and the relationships between them. So basically this vocabulary, or the ontology as we call it, computer scientists, this helps us to link different sources and also extract knowledge from this kind of data, community data. Not just the community data, but also Wikipedia and maybe textbooks or conference papers. So at the end, maybe after a few months of our work, maybe this is what we expect to solve. Like maybe as a user, you will ask us the most complex of the queries, and maybe these couple are two of them. So the first query asks me to list out all the performances of Bhairavi and its allied ragas of artists from Semangudi's lineage at the Music Academy. So to answer this query, I need to look at different places. And if I have a single repository which is well linked to all of these different resources without the complexities of relational database, then I would be able to answer you like what Facebook does. So Bhairavi and its allied ragas is like Rajamandri, and Semangudi's lineage is like swimming. So it's like another entity in my database. So these vocabularies and the linking of these data sources enables me to solve these kind of queries. So in future, in Dunia, we would like to enable users to ask these kind of queries on the data we have. So there are some preliminary steps towards this. Like MusicBrainz is helping users to link these entities, the artists, ragas, and other pages with Wikipedia and other structured sources on the web. So the ultimate goal which we have in our mind is that, so in the morning and until now we have seen much of the audio analysis part, and yesterday we have seen some user profiling and data structuring, and so we would like to bring everything together and put this work into music exploration. So the end goal will be a big data repository without duplication, without copying anything, linking with each other. Like so, MusicBrainz, Wikipedia, and Kacheris.com, the data stays with them. Their data stays with them. What we do is provide links between them. And our outputs from audio analysis will have some semantics. The description, like the intonation, for example, the intonation or the motivic patterns, they will have some associations with the real world discussions or the real the topics on Wikipedia, for example. So these kind of links will enable us to ask queries which I have shown. So the ultimate goal, as I have said, is a data repository with all these data sources and plus the knowledge extracted from other data which is unstructured on the web. So mostly that's it.